Satnam, my name is Sat Bir Singh Khalsa. I'm a corresponding member of the Faculty of Medicine at Harvard Medical School. I've been doing research on yoga for over 25 years. And I also serve on the board of the Guru Ramdas Center for Medicine and Humanology and advisor on research affairs with that organization. I also work with the International Association of Yoga Therapists as the editor-in-chief of their journal, the International Journal of Yoga Therapy. And I am also the chair of the scientific program committee for what was the standalone Symposium on Yoga Research that was held by IAYT. And now we have merged that conference into the membership's main meeting, which is the Symposium on Yoga Therapy and Research. So for the first time in many years, we've had this merger of the scientific track into SYTAR, the Symposium on Yoga Therapy and Research. So the conference was successful. We had a whole debate about moving the Symposium on Yoga Research, which was a standalone conference for 15 years, back into the main membership meeting for financial reasons and for other reasons that would facilitate the conferences being more financially feasible, as well as also more accessible and more available to yoga therapists and non-researchers. And overall, I would say that it has been successful. We had some great presentations as usual. And what we often do with the Symposium on Yoga Research, and we've done with the research track here, is to invite leading yoga researchers, individuals who are faculty at different research institutions, who have established a number of publications and a body of research evidence, and who have yoga research as a standard main theme in their research career. So we had 8 oral presenters that we invited. About 3 or 4 of them had never been aware of IAYT or SYTAR or SIR. And so that's one way in which we're trying to move the field forward, to bring in people who are sort of on their own doing yoga research and make them aware of a whole body of yoga researchers and an organization that really supports research, the International Association of Yoga Therapists. So that was successful, and we always hear positive comments from these researchers. They come in, they've never experienced this before, they never knew that there was a conference like this with so many yoga researchers and yoga therapists in one place. And of course, the vibration of the meeting is always very heart-centered and open, and they very much comment on that, as well as the ability to interact with their peers, with other yoga researchers who are facing the similar challenges in their research designs, their funding, their publications, and so on and so forth. So the conference really was a success from that perspective. The conference was always built around the poster sessions. That was perhaps one weakness in that the posters were a little fewer this year, but we have to address that in future conferences. But overall, very exciting and moving forward the way we've always been, promoting the field. Our focus on the Symposium on Yoga Research and the research track at SYTAR has been to really bring young investigators and trainees up to speed. We provide the 8 individuals who are established yoga researchers and then bring in all the trainees so that there's an interaction. There's discussions, there's new friendships made, there's new acquaintances made, and most importantly, new collaborations developed with those kinds of interactions. 2 trainees or 2 faculty will get together. One will say, I have this, the other one will say, I have that. When we pool them together, when stand alone with either of them can't do anything, but when they pool their resources and do a collaboration, suddenly a study comes out of nothing. And that's the virtue and the value of any research conference for that matter. And it's certainly of value in our Symposium on Yoga Research and the separate research track. And I always asked at the end of our Symposia on Yoga Research, how many people develop friends? And virtually everybody raises their hand. And then the most important question is how many people have developed new collaborations? And like a quarter of the hands go up. And that's magic, because that can't happen anywhere else. So that's the virtue of the research track at SYTAR. And it's always been my mission to promote research on yoga, personally to promote research on Kundalini Yoga. I give lectures to Kundalini Yoga teachers and practitioners and anyone who's interested in research. And I do this at our Kundalini Yoga venues of summer and winter solstice. and then more recently at our yoga festival in France, where we have a lot of individuals there who are really keen on the research and moving us professionally forward in mainstream society with the scientific background and support that the research gives us.